Merry New Year! Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Other times of day, I guess. Whatever, whenever, however you've chosen to join us, thank you. Here from the Batcave, you're joining me, your host, the one and only Red Thunder himself, Adam Gerard, the incomparable Honey Badger, Terry O'Neill.
Hello.
And the finally got a goddamn nickname, only took him 3 months, lazy bastard, sitting around doing nothing. Dole bludgeon taking things from the community. What are we going to do with him? The Dad Knight, Braden Ahern.
Thank you. Hello.
There you go. That was the best intro I've ever given you, Braden.
That was very exciting.
All right, guys. I've got a special announcement to make for this week as well.
Ooh.
Put on your pants and shirts. There's a lady joining us. The President, Adriana Allman, is also in the house with us.
Hello.
I think you've scared her a little bit there, mate.
I'm just
massive
thinking, I'm not wearing pants, so why?
Yeah, what do I got to put them back on for?
He's in another state. It's fine. It's mainly you we have to worry about.
It's called respect and etiquette.
Jesus. Did you look up those words in the dictionary? Because you don't have any of those. So.
Yeah, I found them.
Oh, look at these! Look at these words. I'm going to use these. These are my words of the day.
I found them in the thesaurus when I was just flicking through it looking for other words. Thesaurus has so many words in it, man. That Saurus is handy.
Saurus is awesome.
Yeah, Saurus is good. And you know it's official because it got given. It's like The Rock, or the Scarecrow, the Joker, the Saurus.
I'm dating this idiot.
It's okay. You get to claim him as a tax write-off. Do you look after anyone who's mentally incapable of looking after themselves? Yes, I do. He have money back from the government.
That sounds good.
That would work.
That'd be awesome.
Well, it's officially 2015. How was everybody's Christmas and New Year's and other things that came? Hanukkah? Kwanzaa?
Festivus?
Yes, Festivus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Pretty good?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
That's fucking Australian as it gets, mate.
Yeah, it's
pretty good.
Yeah,
you know why our Australian Christmases are pretty good? Because it's always hot as fuck. That's why they're pretty good.
We hear about this mystical thing called a white Christmas. We're like, oh yeah, cool. Is that where you bathe in cocaine or something?
I've heard about this thing called water. What is this water that you speak of? Rain? For those of you that don't know, that don't live in Australia, it's in the summer. It's really fucking hot and really fucking dry. Those are the official terms. That's what they say on the news. You turn it on. Now for the weather, it's going to be really fucking hot and really fucking dry, Phil. Just don't walk out there, you'll explode.
Now to Tom with sports.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, some buffhead hit some other buffhead in the head while they were playing with a ball. Back to you in the studio.
Well, we do live in the driest state and the driest continent.
Well, we do. Braden doesn't, and Braden, you're in a different state. Is it hot as balls there too?
It is hot as balls here.
Australia.
Yep. Hot as balls. Hot as fucking balls.
Hot as fuck. That was the weather report?
Hot as fucking
balls.
Don't go outside in Tarragon to know why it's hot as fucking balls, mate.
Have you got
Whose
fires
balls,
too?
mate? All the balls.
Mm.
Have you got what?
Fires.
Yeah, there are fires in Victoria?
Not yet. I'm sure they'll come though.
Our state is spontaneously combusting as we speak.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Fire.
It's usually us.
Yeah, no, I think it's every 5 years we actually have to host the fires. So.
Yeah, well, I think all the news are freaking out because they're like, somewhere other than Victoria is not having some sort of disaster.
Yeah,
let's just ignore it.
Yeah, Prime Minister's going, wait, there's another side to Australia besides the eastern seaboard.
The rest of the world is going, that fire is not in Sydney. There's something besides Sydney?
Sydney? Melbourne?
Sydney?
Melbourne?
Oh, you're from Melbourne, Australia.
Brisbane? It's like...
On the Gold Coast. Americans. It's good they won't listen to this because they won't understand. They don't understand how we stay on the planet because we're on the other side to them. They think we just fall off. So it's very confusing. Yeah. They think Australians are like hand puppets.
Yeah.
Just made up on like Sesame Street.
Like Canadians?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
No, they think Canadians are real. They just think they're mentally incapable of anything. The Canadians just don't really give a fuck what anybody thinks about them, so they're like, whatever, man, we have maple syrup, eh?
That's okay, we'll go make another season of Arrow.
You guys sound French Canadian.
Yeah, well, that's the best part of Canada. As our
Canada.
Yeah, our Prime Minister calls it Canada. You need to follow what...
You need to also remember
That's how it's in the dictionary now.
Our Prime Minister
in
also...
Thesaurus, when you look up Canada...
You've got to remember our PMS also wanted to shirt front Vladimir Putin.
I wish he would have, because seeing him get smacked out would have been great.
Yeah.
I did see there was, on Facebook, there was like this huge page that was all the fuck-ups of Tony Abbott.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, there was
I felt
one
really
where
good about myself.
he was at a press conference, and he's calling out, like, okay, we're going to get a photo. Can I get Steve, Greg, Rog, Dave, Phil? Can we get him in there? He was like, oh, yeah, there's some ladies. There's some ladies. Where are the ladies? Ladies? It's like fucking hell, Tone. It's not 1980 at the Arkabar, mate. Settle down. That, or I saw him as well. There was one, he went to some, like, I think it was like a CFS, like a fire station, and he goes up to the girl there, this like 20-something-year-old girl, he goes, oh, you must be the most popular lady in the place, eh? And she just goes, no, not really, and walks off, and he's like, ha ha ha, good on you, love. It's like, Tony, you're a cock.
I love one term, Tony. I really do.
Oh, what a fucktard. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to bigger and brighter things that weren't fucktarded. Let's talk, let's talk 2015. By going back to the 90s. Terry, take it away.
I ask so little of you, my faithless companion.
Jesse, don't. Maybe we just need counseling.
As my loyal sidekick, you have room for but one man in your life.
Okay, I'll be your sidekick. Just let him go. I don't love him or the Flash.
You love me.
Yes, I love you.
And you hate him.
He means nothing to me.
Then let's kill him.
I was given the dubious task of going back and have a look at some classic Flash from the 90s, featuring our man, Mark Hamill, as the trickster. Woo! I was thoroughly excited, but I'll get to that after this. So, opening scene, we have Megan Lockhart calling Barry, saying she's in trouble when suddenly an unknown perpetrator breaks into her car. Barry hears a message on his answering machine and dashes to her aid, much to Tina McGuinness's dismay, who they're currently having popcorn and watching a movie. A date, one would say.
I think, from what I gathered,
yes,
I don't think it's so much a date as, we'll get into a bit more in a minute, the whys and wherefore, and obviously there'll be an intro clip that I'll seamlessly edit in beforehand.
Beautifully.
But I got the more indication that Barry don't want to be tied down. You know what I'm trying to say? Barry's a fast man, he likes to move. And this Tina bitch trying to cramp all his style. She's coming up with popcorns, trying to win the dog over. It's just like, bitch, get off my couch, man. I'm the Flash, you can't be tied down. Do you want me to friction burn inside you? No. No. So just chill out and eat your popcorn and enjoy your movie and shut up.
We're then introduced to James Jesse, played by Mark Hamill, a seemingly psychotic criminal who has Megan in a on a magic stage where he wants to cut her in half while the show is being watched by mannequins. Megan pleads for her life while Barry arrives in the nick of time. With Jesse starting his chainsaw, Barry arrives and unties Megan. Jesse is understandably upset and attacks the Flash with the chainsaw. After a comedic fight scene, the Flash is the victor and Jesse is taken away by the cops. As James Jesse is taken away, he professes his love for Megan Lockhart. Barry is then given a lift back by Megan since he is wiped from the 150-mile run. Megan is then invited by Barry to stay at his house as he feels as if she is not safe. Tina is slightly miffed by the invitation. Barry offers to stay on the couch and tosses and turns all night, only for Megan to come down from the bedroom and they passionately kiss, leading to we all know what.
Friction bands.
I'm so glad you jumped on that cue like right away. It was great.
Well, that's why I was stroking my beard. I was sitting here just, as I say, stroking my beard as an
mentally
audience,
masturbating. That's what you're doing.
Contemplating world.
You're masturbating a beard.
And then, then you set it up, and the splooge moment happened. You can't say no to a money shot. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
come on, just keep it together, you guys.
James Jesse escapes.
Grow up.
James Jesse escapes police custody by killing 2 police officers and stealing their car. He then later visits an old prop warehouse where he decides to set up shop, reinventing himself as the trickster. Megan and Barry are at a cafe chatting about why she is in Central City when they are interrupted by Julio. Julio casually mentions that Barry needs to make up his mind mind when Tina then enters, mentioning that she's looking forward to the policeman's ball on the weekend, to which Barry cancels. Barry's
looking forward to Barry's balls on the weekend.
Barry is at Central City Police Department, and one of the officers talks about a theory that another officer, Murphy, is actually the Flash. Although it all sounds silly, they play along and have fun with it. Barry is informed that James has escaped and possibly in Central City. The Trickster is painting the Trickster Mobile, and we are shown that his delusion has furthered with Megan. His delusion with Megan is getting worse. Barry and Megan are at the park where Megan is sharing her sob story when the Trickster arrives with a trailer in tow, announcing to all that he will defeat the Flash. He drives away, leaving the trailer, which has a 10-foot tall Golden Age style Flash statue holding a bomb. The Flash appears and whisks two nearby children away just in nick of time for the bomb to go off. At the police station, Captain Garfield implies that Flash is responsible for all the latest costumed criminals. Trickster is robbing a prop store, and Megan Lockhart tries to apprehend him with the Flash, but they are followed by marbles or ball bearings. At Star Labs, Tina is looking over Barry's knee, where she implies that she has no social life. While shooting a glare at Barry, Megan runs off to find the Trickster. Barry is then told he can't be everyone's knight in shining red armor. Megan tracks the Trickster down to a prop warehouse where she will eventually be held hostage. Soon after, a detective from the FBI arrives at Barry's work, saying that he is tracking James Jesse. The FBI agent is at Barry's house before Barry arrives and mentions that he has a message on his answering machine. It's Megan saying that she has found the Trickster at a warehouse. At the warehouse, it is revealed that the FBI agent is none other than the Trickster, capturing both Barry and Megan. The Trickster attempts to kill Barry to win Megan over. Before Barry is dead, Trickster leaves with Megan in tow and Barry escapes. At Barry's place, Tina arrives and they hatch a plan to catch the Trickster. Barry comes up with the idea of a clash of the Titans in the middle of the policeman's ball. Later at the policeman's ball, the Trickster tries to gas the room, but no avail upon the arrival of the Flash. After some corny one-liners and explosions and cartoon references, the Trickster is apprehended. Screaming from the back of a policeman's wagon, he screams, "I'm the Flash," furthering his psychosis. Barry is told by Megan that she needs to go, and he objects, eventually settling on her riding from San Francisco. Then they leave together in the sunset.
I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, that's
I really enjoyed this. Except for the fashion, it's amazing how much it hasn't aged when you look at the fact it came between Burton's Batman 1 and Burton's Batman 2, which are both aged like shit. This thing somehow is just ageless. And John Wesley-Shipp somehow keeps
getting bigger.
Doesn't age.
He gets bigger as well. I think he's gotten bigger.
He does.
He's kind of like the same. Him and Dwayne Johnson have the same evolution process.
So the Rock Boulder.
Yeah.
The Saurus.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. For me, main thing about this was Mark Hamill.
Oh,
it was Joker. It was Joker Mark 1. Yeah. It was fantastic. So
absolutely. I mean, this is his year for claiming back roles as well.
It is.
But you know, I really was surprised because I thought, okay, we've been going back and reviewing all this stuff, and 60s Batman stayed exactly what I thought it was because it's never going to change. It's just campy brilliance, and everything kind of in between. It's not including, say, the last two Nolan films we did. They've been kind of off the mark of what I remember, whereas this thing was better than I remembered.
Yeah.
Like, as an adult, I'm like, damn, this was a really good show.
I think I appreciate it even more because it's the 90s. They were willing to, like, the CGI and the special effects were obviously, by today's standards, absolutely rubbish.
Yeah.
But they were willing to actually take that risk to tell a proper story, like a proper DC story.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the suit looked great. I've got to give them that. The suit looks incredible.
Yeah.
But as I say, my only problem watching it is that John Wesley-Shipp does not look like a man who is built to be a marathon runner. He looks like a man who is built to just beat you to death.
Yeah.
He looks like it looks like we put Batman in the Flash uniform.
Yeah.
That's
he looks like Juggernaut from the X-Men.
Yeah.
He'll run you through a wall. That is my worst nightmare. Someone who's like Juggernaut, they can run at the speed of the Flash. That is just a nightmare.
Well, theoretically, the Juggernaut can, because once he gets going, there's infinite motion. So as long as you gave him enough space, theoretically he could. Nerd logic.
That makes me cry on a rather
Now,
life level.
Bray, you give us your thoughts. What did you think of 1990s The Flash?
Well, I didn't really dissect the whole episode or anything like that because it was the first episode of the series that I've watched and I haven't seen all the episodes. The main thing I really focused on was Mark Hamill as the trickster, which really got me excited to see how he turns out in. He's in Flash, isn't he? Not Arrow.
Yeah.
How he's gonna be in
prison as Flash's dad.
Yep, that's right. Oh no, I'm talking about Mark Hamill.
Yeah, Mark Hamill's trickster is already in prison with that guy. That character is in prison right now in the Flash universe with Barry Allen's father.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And that's why it's got to do with the fact there's a new trickster who's coming into town, and the one that's in prison is all like, "You dare to call yourself the trickster? I'm the trickster."
Yeah, but I'm really excited to see how Mark Hamill plays that. You know, he's obviously played the trickster in a couple of these episodes. He's done Joker that many times. It's just going to be very interesting to see how he's sort of evolved, and it's going to be like this ultimate crazy bloke, like Joker kind of. But I don't know. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. That's what I really took out of this episode. But I did go back and watch a couple of the episodes sort of from the start, and I was enjoying it. I'm going to go through and watch the whole lot. For its time, it was pretty good series. And
I was just it's for TV at that time especially. It's really kind of dark, but not dark.
It had a body count of about 5.
Yeah,
it actually had a body count.
Yep. And there's one thing I want to say. I can't yet judge whether or not... I think we'll all agree at some point we'll probably end up watching all the episodes of this. There's only 22.
Yeah.
It'll be fill of shit eventually.
Yeah.
But so far, with what I've seen, better forensic scientist than Grant Gustin. Didn't see need for gloves. Didn't have any put on. But that's what I'm saying. So far, better.
Yeah, a lot more. There's more of an ethnic blend as well.
Yeah.
Which I was very impressed with. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I still can't get over John Wesley-Shipp.
Yep, John Wesley-Shipp.
He's consistent throughout, because I watched about 4 or 5 other episodes, and he's very consistent with his performance throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
He's Barrow. It's almost like...
And he eats a lot.
Yeah, well, it's just bad.
Yeah.
But it almost, to me, he almost does feel like his character in Flash now, in the 2014 Flash, is that Barry Allen as a dad but older.
Yeah.
I know that doesn't make sense and it won't be that, but that feels to me like that's the mindset he's put himself in as an actor, is I'm going to put myself back into those shoes. And it almost like, in theory, that he would be Barry Allen and that would make our Barry Allen Wally West and all that kind of muckiness. But yeah.
It's just...
But yeah, I'm pumped to see the next one, being that the next appearance of the Trickster would be the last as well. I mean, it's the last episode of the show altogether.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to seeing that, just to see, because obviously that's gonna... I mean, theoretically, that episode alone will tie in so heavily into what's coming if he's the same character.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think that could be pretty good. Adrian, I mean, you only watched a few minutes of it before you were like, okay,
this is a little bit...
Not sure what this is. What did you think of The Flash and its 90s, inexcusable 90s fashion, but amazing everything else?
I don't think I saw enough of it to comment. I just remember, like, the girl's, like, hair and how 90s it was, but that's about it.
It is ridiculously 90s.
Yeah, it's nicely 90s, but hey, it was the 90s.
Well,
in fact, it was 1991?
Yeah, 91 this episode.
Yeah, 91. Yeah, I mean, I accidentally watched an episode before it. I think it was the Black Rose Gang. Yeah. And it was like watching a Meatloaf video from like the 80s, early 90s. Like, wow, the hair, the pads. Oh, it was a great time to be alive, really.
Why?
The hair. I mean, I was like, what, 6, 7? So I had a rat's tail. Like,
oh God! I had a rat's tail.
Yeah, it was great. It was down to almost my middle.
Yeah,
of
the
my
rat's tail. Did you have the shaved head with the fringe?
Yep.
And then eventually it evolved into the shaved head, but the fringe was flicked up.
Yep. You mean kind of like now?
Yeah. Except you're not quite as shaved now. No, on the sides. I mean, like back then.
Oh no,
it was like a nice
I'm due for a shearing. I'm due for a shearing. But no, I mean, I can go back and watch any 90s TV series. Even let's incorporate the world of John Shipp. I can go back and watch Dawson's Creek, and I'll be happy.
Whoa. Do not shit on the Creek.
No. I said I could go back and watch and be happy.
Oh, you would be, because he was amazing in the Creek.
He was.
Anybody listening to this podcast who wants... You can shit on Dawson's Creek if you want to, but you shit on John Wesley-Shipp in Dawson's Creek, we got a problem. And I will take you anytime, anywhere. You John Wesley-Shipp, Dawson Creek, hating motherfucker.
Whoa. Are you you're still upset about the death scene, aren't you?
I will step it up.
You're upset about the way he died.
I am.
You're upset.
I am. How the fuck? He was coming home to see his son, and he dropped an ice cream, and all he wanted to do was pick it up and eat his strawberry flavored ice cream, and a fucking truck hit him.
Yep. No, that's how he died.
That's how he died on Dawson's Creek. What the fuck? The best character, and that's how you write him.
You know what's kind of weirds me out? Wait. John Wesley-Shipp, Flash, 1990s. John Wesley-Shipp, Dawson's Creek. Michelle Williams, Dawson's Creek. Michelle Williams and Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger, Batman. It all ties in nicely.
Kevin Bacon.
Well, actually, we can't do 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon because I don't think he's done a DC movie yet.
Well, hang on. Hang on. Ready? Christian Bale started his career in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
Right? 80s. Flashdance. Kevin Bacon. Done.
That was desperate. That was a desperate
Kevin
move.
Bacon.
Christian Bale ate bacon once. Kevin Bacon.
No, have you seen Christian Bale? He's either ridiculously skinny in The Machinist or buff for Batman. I don't think he eats bacon. Right, the only time he went off that was for that boxing one where he just smoked crack.
Maybe he had a pet pig called Kevin.
That's
No, that's George Clooney.
Maybe.
That's George Clooney,
Clooney. No. He probably ate bacon for American Hustle.
Is that nickname for Jennifer Lawrence's vagina?
No one wants to eat.
Ew.
No one wants to eat that bacon.
Well, you're going to get some angry letters now.
What, from 12 people?
Yeah.
Okay,
Somebody,
the woman cannot carry a movie.
I'm fairly certain, we may find this out, but I'm fairly certain that Mr. CrossFit is a big fan of J Law. Well, and he's raging right now. He bent the fucking bar for the salmon ladder in half just then.
Well, you know what? He can rage me as much as he wants, but it's not going to change the fact she can't carry a movie.
What, up a flight of stairs, or
no, literally
from the DVD case to the DVD player?
Starring Jennifer Lawrence and every other A-list actor to carry her performance. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, X-Men.
Mockingjay. I got dragged to that one.
Oh, you're right. The Hunger Games. I haven't seen them.
Just read the book.
See, I know. I kind of looked at it and I was like, so Twilight ended and this seems to have filled the void. I'm good.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so that was fine for me. I sat myself through Twilight. It was bad enough.
See, I went back and watched the Hunger Games. I'm like, now if Stephen Amell was Katniss, so many more people would have died. Stephen Amell from first season of Arrow, everyone would have died. It would have been fine. No need for sequels. It's fine. Think about it.
And that was how to completely kill a conversation with Terry O'Neill.
Because quite frankly, this is turning into a J Law bloody podcast. No, I don't want that. I don't want that.
Well, if you've got any questions about J Law, feel free to.
Do not ask them.
Do not ask them, because I will just cry, basically. Cry and burn.
Please
things.
send them in. Send lots of them in. Send all the questions about. In fact, J Law month coming soon here on From the Batcave.
Can you imagine that my nightmare if she was cast as Batgirl in an upcoming one?
What if she's Catwoman?
Oh.
Good to see you've embraced that. It hurts too, doesn't it?
Not really.
You're not doing it right then. Do it like a man. What a woman. Anyway. See, nobody knows now whether I'm complimenting Adriana on being a woman or whether I'm making fun of you for being a big girl's blouse. Well, on that note, we're moving it into the main event.
And now for our feature presentation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
You are as precious to me as you were to your own mother and father. I swore to them that I would protect you, and I haven't.
The mayor's gonna dump him in the spring. Really?
Mm-hmm.
But he's a hero.
A war hero.
This is peacetime.
You think this can last?
There's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne. You and your friends better batten down the hatches. Because when it hits, you're all gonna wonder how you ever thought you could live so large and leave so little for the rest of us.
What does that mean?
Rise.
When Gotham is ashes, you have my permission to die.
The Dark Knight Rises. Apparently. Anyway, here's the plot for this film, I guess we'll call it. Anyway, okay. 8 years after Harvey Dent's death, the Dent Act grants Gotham Police Department the powers to nearly eradicate organised crime. Feeling guilty for covering up Dent's crimes, however, Police Commissioner James Gordon writes a resignation speech confessing to the truth, but decides not to use it. Batman has disappeared, and Bruce Wayne has become a recluse. Cat burglar Selina Kyle obtains Bruce's fingerprints from his home, kidnaps a congressman, then disappears. Selina hands Bruce's fingerprints to Philip Stryver, an assistant at Bruce's business and rival John Daggett, in hope of having her criminal record erased. Stryver double-crosses Selina, but she uses the congressman's stolen phone to alert the police to their location. Gordon and the police arrive and find the congressman, then pursue Stryver's men into the sewers while Selina flees. A masked man called Bane captures Gordon. Gordon escapes and is found by John Blake, a once orphan patrol officer who has deduced Batman's true identity from their similar backgrounds. Gordon promotes Blake to detective, with Blake reporting directly to him. Alright, that's apparently Act 1. Of the 19 acts that was this film. So let's continue. Wayne Enterprises is unprofitable after Bruce discontinued his fusion reactor project when he learned that the core could be weaponized. Later, Bane attacks the Gotham Stock Exchange using Bruce's fingerprints in a transaction that bankrupts Wayne Enterprises and Bruce Wayne. Alfred Pennyworth, concerned that Bruce has not moved on from being Batman, reveals to him that Rachel Dawes had intended to marry Dent before she died. Alfred then resigns in an attempt to dissuade Bruce. And it was the worst part of the fucking movie. Fearing that Daggett, Bane's employer, would gain access to the reactor, Bruce asks Wayne Enterprises board member Miranda Tate to take over his company. After being promised the software to erase her criminal record, Selina agrees to take Batman. See, because he's back now, so his voice is back. Batman! To Bane, but instead leads him into Bane's trap. Bane reveals that he intends to fulfill Ra's al Ghul's mission to destroy Gotham with the League of Shadows remnant. He delivers a crippling blow to Batman's back, then takes him to a foreign well-like, and by well-like I mean hit in the ground, not well-like prison where escape is virtually impossible. The inmates tell Bruce the story of Ra's al Ghul's child, born in the prison and cared for by a fellow prisoner before escaping, the only prisoner to have ever done so. Bruce assumes the child to be Bane. Meanwhile, Bane lures Gotham Police underground and collapses the exits. He kills Mayor Anthony Garcia and forces an abducted psychiatrist, Dr. Leonid Pavel, to convert the reactor into a nuclear bomb. Bane uses the bomb to hold the city hostage and isolate Gotham from the world. Using Gordon's stolen speech, Bane reveals the cover-up of Dent's crimes and releases the prisoners of Blackgate Penitentiary, initiating a revolution. The wealthy and powerful have their property expropriated and dragged from their homes and are given show trials presided over by Dr. Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow, where any sentence is death. Alright. After months of recovering and retraining, Bruce escapes from the prison and enlists Selina, Blake, Tate, Gordon and Lucius Fox, because, Batman don't like to work alone or nothing, to help stop the bomb's detonation. While the police and Bane's forces clash, Batman defeats Bane, and Tate intervenes and stabs Batman, revealing herself to be Talia al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul's daughter. Talia escaped the prison aided by her fellow prisoner and protector, Bane. She plans to complete her father's work by detonating the bomb and destroying Gotham, but Gordon blocks her signal, preventing remote detonation. Talia leaves to find the bomb while Bane prepares to kill Batman, but Selina kills Bane using the Batpod. Batman pursues Talia in the Bat, an aircraft designed by Lucius Fox, hoping to bring the bomb back to the reactor where it can be stabilized. Talia's truck crashes and she remotely destroys the reactor before dying. With no way to stop the detonation, Batman uses the Bat to haul the bomb over the bay where it detonates. In the aftermath, Batman is presumed dead and is honoured to be a hero, with Bruce also presumed dead. Funnily enough, hey. Wayne Manor is left to the city and becomes an orphanage, and Wayne's remaining estate is left to Alfred. Fox discovers that Bruce had fixed the Bat's autopilot, and Gordon finds the Bat signal refurbished. While visiting Florence, Alfred witnesses Bruce and Selina together. "Good story, everyone, did Master Bruce." Blake resigns from the police force and, thanks to a bag handed to him by Bruce Wayne, inherits the Batcave. And that was The Dark Knight
Fails to rise.
Rises like cake left in the oven. Gentlemen, your synopsis before my rage.
Just go outside for a minute, Adam. It's okay. It's okay. Do you want to go first, Braden?
Yeah, sure. Alright. Well, I guess I'll start with, I don't think this should have been called The Dark Knight Rises. It should have been called The Dark Knight Falls again. Falls once more. Before sort of rising and then...
Batman the off souffle. Rises a little bit, but it's still spongy in the middle.
Anyway, so when we got Selina at the start in Wayne Manor, I don't understand why she sort of hangs around, having a bit of look around. After she's already got what she's come for, and she just get the hell out. Just, don't get it. Here's one I did like when, I think it was after Gordon was rescued from the sewers, and was saying that there was people down there digging or whatever they were doing with explosives and things like that. I can't remember who it was, but someone made a comment to him saying, "Oh, was there any giant alligators down there as well?"
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Selina using the window cleaner lift to get down from the building after she's looking for the clean slate, but she still ends up on the roof when she was going down.
That's
yeah,
the
right.
Roof of another building, but yeah.
It's like what? My next note is fucking Alfred.
Oh, dude.
That was all I had there for that one.
Don't worry, I've got a soliloquy.
So when Fox was asked to turn on the reactor, why the hell didn't he just press the button to flood it?
Yep.
Then movie over.
Yep.
Who needs Batman?
Because Riddler.
Because Riddler, yeah. Blake just killing guys. You know, like when he was shooting the two guys who were in the construction trucks, accidentally killed them, and he's like, looks at his gun, he's like, "Oh crap," throws it down. Then later on in the movie, just running around with another gun. Yep, makes sense.
Because he's not Batman.
Yeah. So at the start of the movie, when the bomb was removed from where it was, what they call it, the reactor, they said it had 5 months till it exploded. So that gives 5 months for Bruce to heal from his broken back and make his way back to Gotham.
Yep.
Yep. And he makes it back with like 18 hours to spare.
Yep. I don't understand how they got a TV and reception and everything in that fucking pit. What did they just call out the cable guy? Hey, you reckon you just wire up this channel?
I need a direct feed to Gotham in this prison.
With ESPN and Skinamax.
I would also like the Comedy Channel. Everybody needs to laugh.
Okay, so when shit of like, what's his name was walking out onto the ice. Gordon was walking out onto the ice. Yep. Batman shoots all the little darts into the backs of the necks of the gunmen.
Yeah.
Who were standing.
Why didn't he use those
facing
darts
the
at any other point in the
Batman
film?
Was standing on the ice. So he was standing in front of them, yet shot darts into the back of the neck.
I just want to know, those darts are amazing, yet he doesn't use them at any point at anybody else. Like, for instance, going up against Bane. And I am unconscious.
Yeah, the fire shape on the bridge, I'm sure we're all going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean,
Did he set that up, like, 7 years before or something, just in case, and you know what, I'm headed back to Gotham now, and this is going to be the time when
What I think happened was that it was left over from the Joker. It was something the Joker was planning to use to call Batman out later, but he never got to use it, so Bruce just kept it in mind. Cool. And then when he turned back, he was like, this is Andy. That bridge is already got the gasoline that never wears out on it. I'll light that on fire. Because I'm Batman.
Oh yes. After Batman saved the city, I don't get what did he do? Did he just swim back to Gotham and be like, "Hey, Selina, let's just."
He had the bat boat out there,
and sit there every day hoping that.
The one from the 60s as well.
Yeah, the 60s bat boat was sitting out there, docked at a buoy, waiting for him.
Okay, he just went and picked up Selina,
being protected by Fulton.
Yeah.
And then
maybe Selina was driving the boat out. Maybe he was all like, "I need you to follow me in a boat. I'm gonna make the world think that I've stopped existing so that we can go bang Paris so that my former butler can watch it and be oddly happy about the fact that I'm fucking another chick for some reason."
Those are the notes I wrote down. There are many things I thought that were wrong with this movie, but I might leave it at that because I'm sure you guys mentioned it.
I can guarantee Adam's got most of my notes covered.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to say is, like, if this wasn't labelled a Batman film, and myself and Adam discussed this...
make a great James Bond film.
It would make
a fucking great James Bond film.
Yeah, Bond film, or just a heist film, it'd be brilliant. But the fact that they dragged Batman, Alfred, Talia, Bane, not so much Jim... Scarecrow, they dragged them all through the mud. Yeah, they dragged it all through the mud just to... basically just whip out this movie, just go, oh shit, we need to make a third one, Heath's dead, he was basically the carry for the next film.
Yeah, what are we going to do?
What are we going to do? We'll take some beloved characters with huge amounts of lore and we will fuck them. We will literally fuck them. And people will still pay us fucking money for it.
Have you seen Lethal Weapon?
Yeah,
I'm going to cut in here. I'm going to cut in Lethal Weapon, the Subway shop right here so people can understand about fucking.
Okay. They fuck you at the drive-thru, okay? They fuck you at the drive-thru. They know you're going to be miles away before you find out you got fucked, okay? They know you're not going to turn around and go back. So they don't care. Who gets fucked? Oh, Leo gets. Okay, sure. I don't give a fuck. I'm not eating this tune, okay? Don't you know what they're doing, kid? They fuck you with cell phones. That's what it is. They're fucking you with the cell phone. They love when you get cut off. You know why? Huh? You know why? Because when you call back, which they know you're going to do, they charge you for that fucking first minute again at that high rate.
If you're lucky enough to be able to call back, because the 3-hour battery you got only lasts for 20 fucking minutes.
Or what if you're behind a fucking hill and it's going...
Oh, you're going through a damn tunnel or some shit, man? And they keep making it smaller. You know why they make them this small? So you can lose them. Why? So you have to buy more phones. I never lost my mother's phone. Took it 2 hours to make a damn long-distance call. 4. 5. Oh, I messed up. Hang up. Gotta do it again. 4. 5. I never lost my Sports Illustrated swimsuit phone.
And how about the fucking scanners? These idiots, they get your phone number, and then they make calls all
Oh,
over the world. You
somebody
gotta pay
took
for it.
my number.
Oh, what happened to
They
you?
called Afghanistan. Afghanistan.
Okay,
Remember Afghanistan? I don't know nobody in Afghanistan. I don't know what fucking Afghanistan looked like. And even if I did, I would not talk to that Afghan ass for 3 hours. I won't talk to my daddy for 3 hours.
They fuck you, they fuck you, they fuck you with the cell phone. They fuck you in the hospital. First they drug you, then they fuck you. And when they're done fucking you, along comes the insurance company and fucks you some more. $10 for a fucking...
Shut up! What? My private, you stupid shit. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Chris Nolan comes along with a film synopsis and he fucks you. That's exactly what he's done with it. He has fucked everyone. It pisses me off. I enjoy it as a film. Replace the names. I don't care if it's another hooded vigilante. Just Not Batman.
Like I say, in theory, it would make a hell of a Bond film, because if he broke James Bond and threw him and that was like, Mr. Bond, what am I going to do? I'm going to leave you in this pit to die
It's a very
while
Goldfinger
I
thing
blow
to
up
do.
the world. Because you would have the whole, like, is he going to make it out? And Bond is the type of guy who's like, with his 30 seconds left, and he comes like fucking hoverboarding in on a dolphin or some shit, riding a bear, fucking, how you doing? I'm James Bond. I'm fucking a bitch while he's doing it. Because that's what James Bond does, not Batman.
Yeah, that's it.
The fucking Batman.
And the amount of how fast Bruce moves on from women is astounding.
How fast he moves on from this fucking city is astounding.
It's basically there are more holes in this than Swiss cheese. It's just
there are more holes in this than a pair of fishnet stockings.
That you'd know.
I'm not sure how to take that.
Take it any way you want, any which way but loose.
Well, it's not J-Law's vagina.
Yeah, basically.
I think the biggest issue I had with it was, why was Bane just like this little nuggy man when I had the impression that he's supposed to be this huge just monster.
Yeah, he is. He is
full
meant
Venom.
to be. Yeah, he's meant to be ridiculously intelligent. Now, I mean, we know there are fans.
How dare you say I'm not intelligent as
He's not.
yours? I'm 5'10", and I wear very tailored clothes, and I've lots of steroids before this movie.
See, I mean,
Can I just ask you something there, Adam?
Yeah.
What the fuck did you just say?
I said the legs in the movie.
Yeah, you're doing a good impression, but what the fuck did you just say?
he's not actually saying anything.
I said,
How dare you say I'm not intelligent? I'm 5'10", I've pumped all these steroids.
Oh yeah, I'm
before the movie.
5'10", and I'm built because I've pumped myself full of steroids for this movie.
Thing is, I mean, I don't mind.
So you can tell from the back knee, nice back knee bone.
Yeah, I don't mind Tom Hardy as Bane. He's actually he portrays that character quite well. It's not Bane, but he portrays that character quite well.
Yeah.
Same with if you left the name Miranda Tate and just left her as Miranda Tate.
Yeah.
Not Talia al Ghul, who anyone who has read a comic.
If they were going to do it, they may as well have just made Bane. They may have just said Bane is Raz's son.
Yeah.
Because people just sort of gone, okay. Hey, you just could have gone like, okay, you don't need her in the story.
And Bat fans still would have gone and seen it just to see what they would have done with
exactly.
it. Because they actually didn't leak a lot of info.
See, my only problem with the fact that Tom Hardy plays Bane is that there's 2 points in this film where Christopher Nolan is obviously wants a particular Bane, but being that he subscribes to the Tim Burton School of directing where it's, well, I only know 6 people, so I can only cast those same 6 people.
Yep.
He had to stick within his means, and those are when Bane tries to intimidate the corrupt guy from Gotham that bankrupts the stock exchange. He puts him on an apple box, so he's about 6'5".
Yeah.
So he's that's what.
Do you feel in control?
And he puts his hand on the guy's shoulder.
Yeah.
It's that moment. He clearly wanted a big guy for that. And then when Bane and Batman are face to face, he jacks Tom Hardy up about 5 inches so that he's about an inch taller than Christian Bale.
Yep.
And it's once again, it's like if you wanted a guy who is bigger, get Dwayne Johnson.
Yep.
Get a big dude to do it.
Get a big Spaniard.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Bane's meant to be Spanish.
He is Spanish.
Yes.
So get a big.
What do you mean I don't sound Spanish? Nachos, burritos, tortilla. I like to eat beans and rice.
I just think it would have made the film or given it more substance if
absolutely.
he was just
Huge.
Scary and huge and...
Well, it would have made the back breaking a lot better because it kind of to me looked like he struggled to pick the dude up.
Yeah.
I mean, really disappointed
picking
with that.
another human being up isn't easy, but at the same time...
But that iconic moment, when it's the iconic moment...
Iconic, yeah, that's exactly it. He goes, whack, snap, over his knee, done.
I was like,
well, it's not even his back. He does it on his side.
Yeah.
If you watch it, it's around the hip where the hip meets the rib cage more than it is his back. So it's like, oh no, you really bruised his kidney. You're like, yeah, it would have hurt. But also, this is the same fucking bat suit that can withstand a fall from the fucking top of a fucking building. What the fuck is Bane's leg made of?
Adamantium.
Oh, this movie.
It's just alright. And ladies and gentlemen, it's at this point where I swing my mic away and let
No.
I'm just.
Do you get anything else you'd like to say about it? You're gonna thoughts on this?
It was.
Fire as well.
I am. It's like every day.
Every day.
Just so that you know, nobody can hear what Terry is saying to you. So all it sounded like then was, "What did you think, Adriana?" Yeah, just like every day.
That's all I got. I'm not in the room, guys.
That was planned as well.
It was probably just really long. Because literally,
Oh,
I
it
was
is long.
I was like, how much longer is there to go with this film?
When
and
you
it
said
was
that, it was
literally
at the halfway point. The
Yeah.
exact halfway point.
I would have rather watched Twilight on loop than watch this movie.
I would have rather watched Batman Forever followed by Batman and Robin.
See, the Bane in Batman and Robin.
Forever.
Oh, Forever. I
Wait.
forget. That was Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin, yeah.
Actually looked like Bane.
Yeah,
That's
looked
so
like
funny. It looked like
still-
Bane. It was stupid, but it looked like Bane. Tom Hardy doesn't look like Bane.
No.
That annoys me.
But he does sound like he doesn't have a tongue.
They get close
I
if they cross
don't
the
have
studio.
a tongue, so I must speak entirely in this very strange sound. I mean, Gotham, when it is in ashes, you have
But just
my
how can
permission to die.
that thing keeps his mouth closed, like his chin doesn't move? It just how does he?
If you could be here right now, I really don't need to move my mouth at all or my face to make the sound.
And we
actually kind of
can't
enjoy-
understand you.
It's great because he's making noise. We can't understand him, and we're just going, It's like having a toddler in the room. Good.
Back your tail if that's it.
Understood
Well,
that.
one
and
thing that
your
really
kneecaps
did annoy
are
me because
exposed.
I remember before this movie come out, and I was really pumped for it.
For the test
And then I
footage.
think the trailer came out or something like that, and everyone was complaining that they could not understand Bane.
Yeah.
So they had to redub him.
Yeah, so they redubbed him, and then when I went to the cinemas to go watch it, the very first moment that Bane started talking, you could just tell that it was just sort of played over the top.
Yeah, the bass is so much heavier in his voice in
Yeah,
certain
I
places.
noticed that.
Well, I'll get into that, but actually, I might bring that as my first note before I get into anything.
Am I right? Am I right to swing this way and just let the fire?
I imagine that you're going to have a comment on this because you made the same comment to me.
Okay.
This might be the worst mixed. I'm talking sound mix. This might be the worst sound mixed film I've ever seen.
Yeah.
There are moments in this where there's like bass. That's about the level of bass you'll get. But then suddenly the next scene will be like Bruce and Wayne.
Yeah, it goes from Norwegian death. Yeah, it goes from Norwegian death metal band to like Miley Cyrus.
I lied to Miley Cyrus. He goes to like
Pre-
he goes
psychotic.
to Unplugged at Wembley with nothing, just a dude. Can you hear me in the back? What's he singing?
So we're going from Norwegian death metal to Freddie Mercury live at the Wembley. Okay.
No, because you can still hear that. I'm talking like some bloke. Okay. Yeah, live from the Wembley. If we're still here in Australia, that's the kind of level. So
yeah.
from death metal
volume
to that.
was, yeah, I
Death
did
metal
have-
to deep space. Let's
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah, I was going up and down with the volume. It's pretty poor.
It was, pretty shitty for especially on a Blu-ray.
Yeah,
and I've got like a proper setup in there that should not be doing that.
Yeah.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Although it was pretty good, there was like maybe a fingerprint or something on the disc, so
Oh,
it
yeah.
skipped a little bit. So like,
Yeah, there was some shitty parts
some
of the film.
relief.
It was great. It was great. All right, on to my notes. My first one's actually a compliment. I really like Bane's eyes in this film simply because Tom Hardy. If you can watch it on mute and you get the fact that just from Tom Hardy's eyes, that's the villain. And that's the guy that's
the only sort of emotion he can show.
Well,
is with
he
his
does a
eyes.
lot with his body. Like, his body's always very wide and very big, and he always tries to fill up as much space as possible, but he does some shit with his eyes that I really dig. Alright, here we go. Let me just limber up a bit here. Alright, 8 years. It's been 8 years. You're telling me... Now, okay, so Bruce was Batman for about 5 months, 6 months in Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Okay. Then by the time The Dark Knight comes around, he's been Batman for a year. So let's give him 18 months. Let's say we don't count that first 6 months. We count from when he gives the bat signal to Jim Gordon. Right? 1 year. Okay. So then, basically, in the course of that year, he stops being Batman because he's been reclusive and away. So I'm talking maybe he was Batman for 2 more years. You're telling me that a dude with with a suit that can fucking withstand all that and that sort of shit, his body is worn out after 4.5 years? 4.5 years. I know pro wrestlers. I've watched pro wrestlers who, like, okay, it's fake. You're still taking falls onto your back like that every night, and they can do it for fucking 30 years, and you're telling me Batman can't do it for more than, can't even hit 5? What the fuck? Oh, Jesus. Alright, now, my first note. This is very important that I make note of this. One of the first things Alfred says in this film, because I'm going to get back to this later, because I got some grievances with Alfred. One of the first things Alfred says in this film is, Master Bruce, I just want to see you back in the world.
I just want you back in the world with a purpose, Master Bruce. You're just sitting there with a bloody cane, Master Bruce. It's bloody depressing. Get back in the world and have a purpose, Master Bruce. It's very important that. Remember that.
Yeah.
He wants him to get back in the world and have a purpose. And he just wants Bruce to live, whatever it means, Master Bruce. I just want you bloody living. Now I'm gonna go make a cup of tea. Okay, so that's all he wants, right? And then he goes into his fantasy. Now this is Alfred's fantasy, okay? I've known you since I could fucking diaper your bottom, you little shit, and all I've ever wanted is to be sitting in Paris and look across and know I never have to fucking see you again. That's what I want. Why couldn't you have fucked off a long time ago? Making me follow you around like a fucking butler. When you were dead, I had money, you little bastard. That just doesn't make sense to me. Okay. Now, in the last film, or in fact the last two films, first film Bruce is like, I want to become Batman, and Alfred's like, I don't know if that's such a good idea because there's bats and shit down here, but I'll accept your idea. The second one he's all like, you need to be bigger than one man. Batman is a symbol. You're something important, Master Bruce. You can do this. You can be a real symbol. And this one he's like, fuck Batman. Batman can fuck right off. I don't want to hear none of this fucking Batman talk. No fucking Batman no more. Like, geez, Alfred, pick a side, mate. Pick a fucking side. Okay. Now, Gordon gets knocked out quite early on, and our replacement Batman, who I'm going to call Super Cop from this point forward.
Super
Cop's CPR method is to slap him in the face multiple times.
Yeah, it's a movie.
Is he dead? I don't know, it's not working. Just for fuck's sake. Okay. So, Bruce comes in to do this dance, take over from this guy who's dancing with Selena Kyle, and hands him his cane, and this guy just wanders off with it. I know he wanders back later, but I'm just like, who would just, like, you'd just be like, alright, well, I'll just hold this crippled guy's cane for a while then. You'd be like, where's fucking Alfred? Take the cane, get out, I'm not doing this shit. Anyway, just made me stupid. Now, Bruce can't dance. Bruce can't walk at this point. I've seen worse knees, but that's because they've had cartilage. You've got no cartilage. Can't walk, can dance well. Moves fine when it comes to dancing.
Yeah. I think he was trying to get his end away, so I think the goal changes.
The adrenaline kicked in.
Yeah, that's it.
Conquer through the pain.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it. Lucius in this film is 1,000 times more supportive of Bruce than Alfred.
That's because he's the cornerstone.
Lucius is just like, well, you want to be Batman? I support that. I made you a bat. I'll give you any other suits you want. I've been stockpiling things here just in case you want to make more
Hell,
Batman.
have my firstborn. In fact, have my wife.
I'll give you all the moles on my face if you want them. You're Batman.
It's pretty much like, even if you don't want to be Batman, here's all this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
He peer pressures him into being Batman again.
Yeah.
So really, you're not going to ask the question? Oh, come on down and have a look anyway.
Okay, now, as Bruce spent 4.5 years being Batman, committing himself every night to Gotham, my city, and his knees get hurt. Now, 8 years later, he can suddenly have this knee brace. Why didn't he slap that on at the beginning? Oh, my knees hurt. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on, because if your knees hurt, putting on a brace actually doesn't help the pain, so he's on...
I think that what that thing was meant to do is it was supplementing his knee. It was like a knee replacement without a knee replacement.
Yeah, it made it strong as well, because then he kicked that wall when he put it on.
Yeah, and he kicked through it. Why wouldn't he put that in the beginning? Yeah, you would think so. Anyway, just... fuck's sake, this movie. So no one knows anything about Bane in this film. Everyone goes, who's this Bane? Nobody.
Except for Alfred. Alfred knows about Bane.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Alfred knows about
Bane. Now, they go in and rob the stock exchange despite the fact that that's not how the stock exchange work, and when they actually walk in, Bane shoots the computer, which rings the last bell, meaning that all the transaction was shut down.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't be able to do anything anyway. So that was a really shitty plan. Also, if they could hack it remotely, since they can just jump on their bikes and fuck off, why didn't they just, hack it remotely? Just, oh yeah, and then the bank, if they hack the stock exchange in like lunchtime, they come outside and it's like in the afternoon, and then 30 seconds later they're driving through the tunnels and it's midnight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've seen what it's like here lately. 8 o'clock, nice and sunny. Next minute, dark.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, so maybe they're having daylight savings.
Australia.
Well, here he wouldn't be able to do anything because he'd just be too fucking hot. Your car would overheat.
Yeah, that's true. The Batmobile won't start.
By the time it did get dark, night would be over, and he wouldn't have a
Yeah. Also, theoretically, in that time, this remote program's still uploaded with the stock exchange, which means that if it was still running properly, it would have shut down already by now. Anyway.
Yeah.
So once again, dumb. Okay, now Bruce, as we established, the Dark Knight happened 8 years ago. 8 years ago.
Yeah.
He kept being Batman for a little while after that.
Yeah.
But he never built another Batmobile.
Yeah.
Never built another Batmobile.
Actually, this brings the other...
Or a better Batpod.
Well, considering there's 2 other tumblers sitting in Leisure...
Yeah, but they're not black.
What are you, Chris Nolan?
No, I'm just saying, that's why he can't take him out camo. Yeah. He's not the camo knight.
The Desert Knight.
Yeah. The Afghanistan Warrior Knight.
Gulf War Mark II Knight.
That was just dumb. Just dumb. Okay, now he supposedly stops being Batman, after like I say, sometime after Dark Knight. I'm going to go with he has been Batman for 3 years, just for the rest of this podcast, okay?
Yep, okay.
Now, he has been Batman for 3 years, yet when he turns up, he's still kind of looking like he's sore and beat up and limpy, but that's like, I've nursed some injuries that granted weren't bone injuries, but were just general injuries. 3 years is long enough for you to kind of move normally.
Yeah.
And particularly since he was Batman and in that mode for so long, you would think it would just be like putting back on a glove.
Yeah.
Anyway, does Bruce wear his knee brace 24/7?
Don't know.
Because he suddenly starts walking around easily and stuff like that. He comes into Wayne Enterprises, just strolls in wearing his suit, no cane, and nobody's like, Bruce, you're doing all right without your cane. Nobody's surprised by that.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many plot oversights in this film. Yeah. Okay, Batman and Bane get into a fight. Why does it only take 15 seconds for Bane to just own Batman? Like, what is that? It's just never explained what ring rust.
Ring rust
on Batman.
Yeah.
That's
ring rust. You'll find out later.
Batman. There's
You'll find out what ring rust is later.
But he's Batman. Batman cannot have ring rust.
But you've said to me earlier on, you are the equivalent of Batman. You are the Ginger Knight.
No, I'm Red Thunder.
Well, if you've just been sitting
to you last night,
for 3 years, just being like,
dude,
derpy dirt, I'm just like...
Derpy
yeah,
dirt,
but what I mean is that, okay, he's been sitting around, so you're trying to tell me that because he's been sitting around for 3 years,
maybe he has
his punches hold
depression.
no shock anymore, he just can't do it, his technique's completely gone, he can't do anything, I don't buy it. From the upper body, considering he still had upper body mobility.
You'll understand.
Whatever. I just think that's dumb because especially since a normal guy, sure, Batman, and we're talking 3 years. We're only talking 3 years. We're not talking he's been sitting on the bench for a decade. We're talking 3 years.
Yeah.
Especially since he can then flip out a window to see Jim Gordon and all that sort of shit. That shit's fine, but fighting no good.
Yeah, because
fuck off.
Because ring rust.
Fuck off.
And Riddler.
Fuck off.
And Riddler.
Just fuck off. So.
You're not allowed to have any opinions.
Like I said earlier,
this is the Adam Gerard hour.
How is Bane so powerful compared to the Batsuit? Like, what does Bane have that a car doesn't have, that falling off a construction site onto, like, the hardest of bedrock dirt? No, I can't beat it. Bane's knee. Oh, my God.
He's got padding.
So, like, no venom.
You know how Lucius Fox had the suit originally, and he's like, it might not do well against knives. Was he like, it might not do well against knees either, but they cut
If you come up against someone who's proficient in Muay Thai, you are boned, Bruce. You are so boned, it's not funny.
Like, Jesus. And he, like I said, doesn't even hit him in the back, so this whole story's bollocks to begin with.
Yeah.
Or not even a broken back. When they describe it later, it's like, oh, your back's a bit bulging.
Yeah, you've got 3 bulged discs.
Fuck
Just
off.
rest and hang in this rope for a while, and then climb out of a pit.
Just so dumb.
Bones were sticking out of his back.
Yeah. It's rooted. This movie is rooted. Like, there is no other way to say it. It is completely rooted. Dear Chris Nolan, fuck off.
Yeah, no shit. Okay. Now, Bane collapses the tunnels on the cops, right?
Yeah.
How long does it take for, like, and they're like, quick, call in and tell them it's a trap, and there's probably a good minute that goes by, real time, a good minute that goes by.
Yeah.
How long does it take? Quick, get on it, where's the radio? Oh, no, we've only got one. Has Phil got it? I don't know. I think Phil went down the pub. Oh, fucking Phil, can we get him back? He's got the radio.
It's probably General Outbar going, it's trap, or something like that.
We will not let them have radios. They may talk to each other at night.
But apparently, you can actually slip pieces of paper through wet sewer inlets in winter, and they won't crumble. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's
now this is why I'm calling bollocks on your 3-year wasting and ring rust and shit.
Okay.
The bat suit still fits perfectly, meaning that he hasn't lost an ounce of muscle. So his muscle and all that shit is still exactly as it was before. Now hear me out. That's proved when he goes into this fucking prison, because even with a broken back,
you are the cheerleader of Camp Retard, aren't you?
He doesn't lose.
He still fits the suit. He didn't get fat. He could have just wasted away and just put the suit on. Like, oh yeah, it still looks good.
What? The molded bat suit. It's not fucking Adam West's gut hanging out. Fucking latex, not latex, bloody spandex bullshit. It's a fucking molded bat suit. It's a suit of armor. A molded suit of armor.
I love how
fuck's sake, Terry. For fuck's sake, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
You're acting like it's vacuum sealed. He pulls on the suit. Now, Alfred, the vacuum sealed.
It is.
Maybe it's got like that foam inside where it kind of molds around.
Foam. Okay, no, think about it.
Down to the hardware store by expander foam.
Let's say
Silly's no more gaps. Just fill another gap.
That's how he fixed his knee.
Making him look massive. I need more pec. Get me 3 tubes of silicon, quick.
Let's say that fucking Tony Stark loses weight and puts on the iron suit. He'll be rattling around it. It's not going to work for him. He's not going to be able to move and shit.
That's
this
why
is
he
bullshit.
has to
And how the fuck, okay, now if he's lost muscle mass from that, how the fuck is he in a fucking prison hanging off a piece of rope eating nothing? They don't give him food apparently in this prison, yet he's still an absolute fucking beast. How? How, Terry? Come on, you got the fucking answers. How?
Well, compared to you, most people are beasts.
That's not an answer. Yeah, it's not an answer. You just can't answer.
Keep reading.
Adam Gerard's kryptonite, being called a weak little girl. Ginger girl.
Okay, now. Batman's in this hole for 6 months, right? Thinking about how he's going to get back to Gotham and fix everything.
He's probably still fapping up over Rachel, but anyway.
Hear me out. Do you know what his plan?
He's not in Rachel's hole?
If you watch the whole film,
yeah.
Do you know what his plan was? In 6 months, this is what his plan was: get back to Gotham, punch Bane in face.
Yep.
It took him 6 months. Like, the first fight, he was just like, how should I proceed? Well, look.
He's got this giant gas
punch him in
mask.
the stomach. Yeah, the stomach. That'll work. The 6 months he was in the hanging upside down, or like, face. Yes, face. Oh, my back. Face. Punch him in the face.
I don't even think it was his plan. I think his plan was to sleep with Talia because that would piss Bane off that much because he has been in the friend zone for 20 odd years. Seriously.
Okay.
And what's the age difference between those two? I just want
to... Oh, yeah. Now, Talia al Ghul doesn't want to forgive Bane. Speaking to Talia, doesn't want to forgive her father. I'll never forgive Raz until you killed him. What?
Yeah.
That's like me being like, oh my god, Terry, you killed my mortal enemy. I must destroy you.
Basically.
You know, like Superman being like, wait, somebody killed Lex Luthor? I must take them down.
Yeah. Whereas when Superman killed Joker in one of the comic books, Batman just went, fuck.
Why is Scarecrow in this film? Can somebody tell me that? Is it just so that...
Because no Joker.
Because
no Joker. I guarantee that spot was probably reserved for Heath. Guaranteed.
Because it just makes no sense to me. Just makes no sense.
He doesn't even have his mask on. He's not even...
No,
he doesn't even have the same glasses. He got new glasses.
Yeah.
He was locked up somehow. Just whipping out... Here's a new pair of Ray-Bans for you. Good work.
Basically. Aviators. He rocks up. Him and Tom Cruise just rock up in flight suits.
Highway to
Kenny Loggins is penning another
Danger Zone.
Scarecrow guest zone. Fuck, stuff that out. Anyway, now I have another problem with this film. Nobody bleeds in it. There is no blood in this film, despite fucking bullets, tanks.
No blood in any of these films.
It's just I don't understand.
I especially like the scene where Blake gets up and goes through. There's a 50 cal sniper rifle picking out cops. There is no pink mist anywhere.
Yeah.
Thunk, thunk. Like, wow.
I suggested that maybe that was to make sure it stayed an MA
for
or something. Yeah. So it didn't become like an R rating.
Yeah.
Just
if you
so that you have a wider audience.
Now I'm going to get into my fight. Like, I've got
wider audience or
wider?
Okay, cool.
Because there's black people like Batman too.
There's not a lot of black people in this one.
That's okay because they're not getting killed. So they're okay with it.
Yeah. It's not a horror. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a horror film, exactly. Now, this is my last note before I get into... I've got 3 hashtags written here, and I'll explain my hashtags in a
One would be fuck Alfred.
Yeah, okay. Talia is prepared to die for a father that she hates all of her life except for about the last 9 years.
That's not Talia. That's the thing. Like, I refuse to actually legitimize her role as Talia. That is not Talia.
Oh, it's just
That's
shit.
not Talia.
Oh, it's just shit.
It's Miranda Tate PMSing, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now, first rant. Rant number 1.
Alright.
First?
It's 3.
No, like, that was...
Oh, from this page, right.
No, these are my rants.
These are the dedicated rants.
These are on just one solid topic rant. Don't come on my show and try to tell me how to run my show, for fuck's sake.
These are the rants that I try and troll a little bit, but do it with a little bit of hesitation.
Right.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Hashtag Robin rant.
Alright.
Now, Bruce became Batman because he trained for... how many years was he missing, Braden? About 12?
Yeah, something like that,
Okay, so he trained for 12 years. Then he became Batman. Then he did that. He became Batman for 6 months, as we've discussed. Then he became the Dark Knight, and he Dark Knighted for 12. Then he spent his next 18 months not being able to Batman no more because his knees fell apart for some reason. And then he sat on his ass for 3 years not being Batman, and then he came back and became Batman. That's Batman, right? That's how much time it takes you to be Batman, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So why is he just like, you're a stranger up the street who's dumb enough to walk into police fire and doesn't understand how a gun works and he'll kill people, then surprised that he's killed them and obviously can't defend himself because you're always getting the shit beaten out if you're knocked out. You can be Batman.
Because he's the only person in Gotham City to work out who Batman is. He's the only completely dumb shit person.
That's so fucking dumb. See, my theory on it is this, right? Well, Bruce Wayne's going to disappear and everybody's going to work out that Bruce Wayne is Batman, so if I let this chump put on a batsuit, he'll die within 5 minutes, and then they'll all be like, Batman was this dumbass whose real name was Robin. And then Bruce can smoke pellet off into the distance. But I just don't understand. I don't understand how you can be like, yeah, that's the worthy successor to the mantle. This bloke, perfect.
Yeah. No, I agree with you completely.
You know, that was dumb.
They just wanted to chuck a Robin little thing in there.
Oh yeah, well, especially after he spent 2 years before being like, I'll never put a Robin in my film. My film would never contain Robin. Yeah. Robin is hilarious and becomes quite homosexual when you put him in.
I'm really hoping they put Matt Damon in as Robin.
Matt Damon.
As Robin in the next Batman movie.
I could see it if he was like grown up, like Dick Grayson.
Yeah, Grayson or Tim Drake.
He's too old to be Drake.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, my next one. I'm saving my rage for the last rant because I'm afraid I might blow my voice out on it. So I'm gonna. The next one is Bruce and Gotham. Now, when Bruce leaves, when he is 18 apparently, and gives that guy a nice coat. That's a nice coat.
He's not. Is he 18 at that time?
He's been kicked out of college. He's just been kicked out of college.
Yeah, halfway through college. Yeah.
So say 20.
Yeah, 20.
Let's say 20.
20.
Okay, so he's 20 when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Why does he become Batman? Because he wants to clean up the streets of Gotham. He's tired of Gotham being a cesspool and the greedy and preying on the fearful. He's gonna change that. That's why he becomes That's why he becomes Batman is for Gotham.
Yeah.
Then he returns and he protects his city because he loves Gotham and it's his parents' city and he'd do anything to protect their legacy because he loves Gotham, right?
Yep.
And then in The Dark Knight, what is it that he wants to stop Joker doing in that film again? Just destroying Gotham City?
Yeah.
Why is it?
Maybe Metropolis. No, it's definitely.
But why doesn't he want Joker to destroy Gotham City?
Maybe because he has a fascination with Gotham.
Because he loves Gotham City. That's the spoil that film,
Gotham
right?
City, yeah.
Okay, so this film. So I was pulling something off my tongue. You can't.
I legitimately actually lisped, and I'm like, oh, throw a Val Kilmer reference in there. No, don't.
I pulled something off my tongue, and you were trying to mock me. You dirty son of a bitch! Don't catch me mid-rant, because I'll fire off like a loose cannon. I tell you. Now, anyway, back to what I was saying. So he wants to save Gotham.
Yes. Then
this film. He obviously still wants to save Gotham, but he can't because his knee's sore and he's too dumb to put his knee brace on before this.
And he's old and smelly.
So he's old at like 35.
No.
He cannot be older than 40.
No, he's coming up. I'd say past 35, maybe 36, 37.
That's still not that old.
Yeah.
I'll raise you that with, and the reason I say that is just once again to compare this to wrestling, just because I'm looking at it from sheer your body taking knocks every night.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There are dudes in there currently on their roster still in their late 30s, early 40s who are still going, who've been going for over a decade.
I can show my former instructor, and he's 50, and he is possibly the most well-built man I know.
And that's what I mean is that like it's not that. It doesn't tell me it's that. But anyway, so he's stopped protecting his city because of that, and then Bane threatens Gotham. So he's coming back because he fucking loves this city. It's his city. Wayne, and it's his city so much so that I'm just going to leave it. Right at the end, done. I'm just going to leave it. I was in this pit for 6 months. 6 months. I went through hell. I got my back fixed. I climbed the fucking thing to get out. So I could say, goodbye, Gotham. I need to go bang a bitch in France now.
Can I please add something to the escaping the pit? I like how courteous Bruce is to throw down ropes to rapists, murderers, probably thieves. That's great. Yeah. I really love how he's a community man. He really is.
He's
so
not
maybe
Gotham.
Maybe he loves the pit now.
Yeah, maybe he's changed.
The pit changes. Sometimes
the pit has replaced Gotham.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, that and now finally, okay, my big rant.
Right, this is where I'm just gonna.
It's entitled Alfred fucking Pennyworth. Okay, let me remember. Alfred fucking Pennyworth, who spent the first fucking film, the first half of the film, Master Bruce, you've got it. Don't let your parents' death define you. You can move beyond this. What are you going to do? And then obviously Bruce disappeared, and he was probably like, oh, I'm very sad. I'm going to go to Paris and sit in a cafe and wait to see if he ever fucking turns up, because I'm going to piss away this little bastard's money. You dumb fucker. And then Bruce turns up and he's all like, oh, I'm so glad to have you back, Master Bruce. Get on the plane, you can borrow the rolls. Yeah, we can build a Batcave. It'll be bloody marvellous. And then the Dark Knight comes on. He's like, I'll bring you breakfast. I'll still sit you up. We'll have some laughs about how being Batman's great. You should be Batman. I'm so fucking proud of you, Master Bruce. You're doing the right thing. You're being Batman and you're doing the things for Gotham and you're taking care of Gotham, Master Bruce. Because you're so good to Gotham, Master Bruce. You're such a fucking hero. Master Bruce. You're so fucking good, Master Bruce. And then we get to the third film, and he's all like, Master Bruce, why won't you just put that cane down and do something with your life, Master Bruce? It's depressing to see how sad you are, Master Bruce. You're so bloody sad. And then he becomes Batman. I'm not going to watch you be Batman, Master Bruce. I won't watch you do something with your life. You might die, Master Bruce. You might die for real this time, Master Bruce, and then I'll have to mourn again. Master Bruce, all I ever wanted, Master Bruce, was to be sitting in Paris, Master Bruce, and I would see you, Master Bruce, at a table, Master Bruce, and I would know you was fucking a bitch in Paris, Master Bruce, and we would never speak to each other again, Master Bruce, 'cause I fucking love you, Master Bruce. I hate you, fucking Alfred. Fucking ruined him in this film. What the fuck? What the fuck was Alfred in this film? Why did it make any sense? How? Fucking Alfred! And that was my rant on Alfred. Would anybody else like to add anything on Alfred?
Well, I think I've already touched on that with my note, fucking Alfred, which was pretty much along the same lines. Just less aggro.
I'm knackered now.
Yeah. But, no, you're right. Like, in everything Batman I've ever seen, Alfred has been there for him. Not just fucking see you later.
See, what they tried to do, there's a part in Nightfall, and it happens, it's because Bane rolls into town and blows. Batman spent the last, as Nightfall begins, Batman spent the last few days rounding up, I want to say it's either Two-Face or the Joker, it's one of the kind of big guy ones. And he's finally resting, and then Bane blows the doors off of Blackgate and off of the asylum and sets them all free. Mm-hmm. And Bruce just spends weeks, I think it's about 3 weeks before he even sees Bane again. Spends about 3 weeks just running himself ragged, and Alfred basically is like, you need to sleep, Master Bruce. And he's like, I don't have time to sleep, I've got to catch these criminals. And he's like, you are going to die if you do not stop and rest. Even Batman has his limits. Stop. And Bruce is like, I can't, I won't. And Alfred's like, I'm not going to stand here and watch you die. And if the only way I can make you understand how much you're ruining your life right now is to leave you to do that, I will. And Bruce is just like, if you're telling me right now the choice is either you or Batman, my mission will always come first. And Alfred leaves to make his point of, you are being insane, and I'm not going to continue to. You were sane up until now, but I'm not going to help a crazy man. I'm not going to help you die. But I didn't really get this here. All I got here was just...
That's still alright, because he's saying, you know, stop, take a break, fix yourself so you can keep being Batman, not...
Yeah, exactly.
And don't be Batman or I'm out of here. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's just... That makes sense. But this Alfred, he's just like...
Yeah.
He's just suddenly anti-Batman, but he's also just... He's just suddenly like, I'm not gonna be here to watch you die. It's like, fuck me. He's going into this fight.
Yeah.
And I get the whole, like, you don't want him to be hurt and you don't want him to die and all that, but...
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. His non-support comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Especially since he's so laughing and playful and trying to still be playful at the start of this film.
The thing is, for me, I did a little bit of research because you mentioned Nightfall, so I read some splashes from it.
Yep.
And what I got from that was very fatherly advice.
Yeah.
And saying, look, I'm obviously your servant first, but obviously their relationship transcends that and becomes family. So I think what Chris Nolan has tried to done with this film is basically it's like if we took the best cakes, take a wedge, the cakes being in the comics, and then you slam them together. Now I'm pretty sure you can't have a Black Forest Pavlova with Lamington Centre.
Yeah,
it wouldn't fucking work. Packed with delicious gluten. So, and then that's what he's tried to do with this movie, because that scene in Nightfall is actually a pivotal part of their relationship. And then you've got the sort of like the birth of the new Robin sort of thing, which, birth of the new Batman, which is Robin taking over, Nightwing taking over from Batman.
Yep. So
you see all these sort of comic book cells, but none of them line up right.
Yeah, well, it's the same way.
Well, there's like if you've got like that, and then there's this.
That's exactly what it is. They've gone, okay, we want this part of Nightfall with Alfred leaving, but then we want the blowing of the bridges out and the island being isolated like you get in No Man's Land. But then we want Bane to be from both No Man's Land, but mainly from Nightfall. But then we want Talia to be kind of there.
Talia, they completely fucked up. Like I said, that's just a whitewash character. It's a standard angry femme fatale.
Yeah.
That's what it is. If you gave me a legitimate Talia Ghul where she falls in love with Bruce, calls him my beloved, they have a child together, and then you introduce Robin.
If the swerve had been that she was willing to sacrifice herself
for Batman,
that would have been it.
Yep, that would be complete sense.
Now, speaking of swerve, just because my voice hasn't given out, and I also want to put some positivity into this. For the last few weeks, I've been mentioning how I read a theory on Reddit about how Bane isn't the villain. So I'll read it to you guys now.
Does it say Batman's the villain? Because I'd love that.
No, it doesn't. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name properly, but I'm going to try to give him credit. Co Sandsvstar appears to be his name. Anyway, here we go. It suggests that Bane's actions in The Dark Knight Rises were actually meant to make Bruce into a better person. Bane believed that Batman as a symbol Bane believed in Batman as a symbol who could put an end to crime and corruption in Gotham and inspire others. Even though during Batman's 8-year absence the crime rate plummeted to an all-time low, Bane knows that Gotham's problems will rise again and are still under the surface, and it will always leave it vulnerable. This leads Bane to enact a plan involving 3 steps. Convincing Bruce that the city needs Batman, showing him that Batman is more effective as a symbol than a mere man, and convincing the citizens of Gotham that they need Batman. Think of him as the tough-love Dark Knight. The first step is easy. Bane takes control of what's left of the League of Shadows under Talia's control and conquers Gotham, forcing Bruce Wayne to put on the cowl once more. This leads to the second step, which involves Bane breaking Bruce's back, showing him that the hero can be broken and beaten, but he cannot be overcome. Bruce subsequently rises from the pit, not as Bruce Wayne seeking vengeance for what he's lost, but as Batman returning to save his city. This brings us to Bane convincing Gotham that it needs Batman, not only by conquering the city, but by exposing Harvey Dent's crimes to the public. Once the city dissolves into chaos, Batman saves the day with the help of the Gotham City Police Department, defeats Bane and saves the metropolis from obliteration in the final act as Batman. Gotham has its symbol, Bruce has moved on with his life, and John Blake has taken over as the city's crime fighter. While this city does, barely, that's in brackets in this article that I'm reading, barely, work with many of the events in the film, there are still several problems. First, Bane is Bane was working for Talia, and she really did want to destroy Gotham as a way of completing her father's final mission. It's possible that Bane was playing her the whole time and intended the League of Shadows to be destroyed in their final battle, but there's no guarantee they would have been completely wiped out. Plus, considering Bane's love for Talia, I have trouble believing that he would double-cross her like that. Also, there's little detail of Bane nearly killing Bruce before his sudden demise at the hands of Catwoman. But the Redditor speculates that Bane put a gun to Bruce's head so he'd be forced to earn his final victory. If we assume that every part of this bizarre theory is correct, it tells another thing about Bane. He'll take extreme drastic measures just to make a better person. If it had been me, I would have bought Bruce a self-help book and tried to help him out of his funk, not tried to blow up the city. So interesting thought though, just to think that perhaps it was Bane's plan to make Bruce. But I actually personally was surprised. I thought Bane was going to take over the mantle of Batman.
Yeah.
And just run the city fucking ragged as Batman.
Yep.
I'm surprised they didn't do that. That would have because that would have fit more into the Nightfall story of Batman gets broken, so in the comic he gives it to Azrael who goes too far. But you could have had Bane become Batman and just be brutal as fuck Batman. And then when Bruce comes back as Batman, it's that final fight of I don't need to destroy you, but I'll win because I'm Batman and you're not.
Yeah.
That would have been a hell of a lot of better film than this fucking let's fly a bomb off there because I want to go to Paris and bang this chick because all I want from you, Master Wayne. I hated this movie. I hated this movie.
Yeah. For me, when it initially came out, I actually enjoyed it, but not as a Batman film. I still enjoy it, but not as a Batman film.
As you say, it makes a good Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Makes, as I say, it makes a good Bond. Makes good those sort of films. Plus, how can you call it a Batman film when Batman's in 15 minutes of it?
Yeah.
15 minutes of a 2-hour, 45-minute film.
I think it got to the point where the name Batman became a draw card. They actually didn't.
The Dark Knight, you mean? It's not Batman in there. They can't possibly because we want to make sure that people know that Christopher Nolan doesn't make Batman. He makes Dark Knight films.
Yeah, I mean,
that was the point of that.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun when it first came out because it was a very dark Batman. It was different to what we were given.
Yeah.
But then it just ended up being a 2.5-hour long flaccid penis on a screen. That's what it was.
And now we have been
way too much. It didn't make sense.
What was that?
Way too much that it didn't make sense. That was pretty much it.
Well, it was like I say, it was as Terry said. They pulled all these different panels from comics together and just taped it together and didn't bother looking at whether or not the edges lined up.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck it, that'll work.
That was good.
I honestly think this is simply a case of Warner Brothers were like, we need to make a sequel. The last one made like more bank than anything's ever seen.
Yeah.
And Christopher Nolan was like, I don't want to make another one. And like, well, you need to make just after Heath Ledger's death, I think it was like, I don't want to make another one.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, you can either not make another one, which I mean, you breach your contract and then you never get to make any more movies, or you make this fucking movie and then you can do whatever you want after that.
Yeah.
And so he made this movie, but it just didn't feel like there was heart in it.
Yeah.
And Selena Kyle and Bruce have no chemistry. None.
I was actually going to ask what you guys thought of her.
Yeah.
Because I know when she was cast as Catwoman.
I don't mind Selena Kyle. I don't mind Anne Hathaway as Selena Kyle.
Yeah.
But like Adam said, there is no chemistry. It's like they didn't get to hang out. They didn't get to know each other, so you can form that little bit of a bond.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if you don't like, if we look at Bruce and Selena on Gotham.
Yeah. So
I doubt they've hung out that much.
I mean, there's part of me that thinks because they're kids, they're a lot more mentally and emotionally malleable to sort of get used to each other. Whereas when you're an adult, you're like, I don't,
Yeah.
You don't really get to feel anyone out.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
what I did find really weird is
didn't stop him from taking her to Paris, though.
Yeah, I know. What I find weird is that he's got no chemistry with her, and but she's obviously still the love of his life, yet he still talks in Batman voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, that's weird.
Because I think, isn't that in the animated series, the video games, anytime there's a voice part between Catwoman and Batman, he just drops the Batman facade.
If there's anybody around.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. If
it's just him and Catwoman.
If it's just him and Catwoman and it's in the continuity where she knows it's Bruce.
Yeah.
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 He just
stops.
in the same way that he talks to Oracle, like, he's never like, Oracle, it's Batman.
Yeah.
He's like, Oracle, I need information.
Yeah. That's why Kevin Conroy will always be the best Batman.
Yeah.
That's just how that is.
Yeah, until next year.
I'm going to kick you in the fucking head
until next year when Ben Affleck is so fucking good as Batman that, you know what? You're not going to kick me in the head. You know why? Because when we started this very podcast 3 months ago, you're like, Adam West can suck big fat bowls of dick, fat pudgy bastard in a fucking unitard. And now you're all like, you know who the best Batman has been so far?
Kevin Conroy.
Terry's a cockhead, and unfortunately this was his last week on from the Batcave. Joining us next week will be Adam Ferrard, my identical twin brother, who shares all my same opinions.
And speaks with a slightly Spanish accent.
Yeah. Hola, Batman is great, but this film sucks.
Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, ay, I don't like burritos. Taco. Do you want to meet my cousin? He's here. Hello, I also like burritos. And rice. When we dine at Mexican, you have my permission to fart. Well, has anybody else got any notes about this film before we move into our wrap-up party?
Well, considering this is my last appearance, I'm going to be enjoying the fact that I don't have to work with an angry ginger anymore.
Yeah, Adriana hasn't been too bad this episode though.
No, she's been great. She's been the sort of, norm. Yeah, she's like the so far it's been you and me being the angry kids at each other, and they're the parents just sitting there going, "Don't worry, they'll burn themselves out. That's fine."
They've just had red cordial.
They've just had red cordial. They'll sleep well tonight.
It's just because it's hot here in Australia.
Oh god, I think that's actually part of the reason. I think we chose a very bad week to do Dark Knight.
Yeah. But yeah, well, Braden, any last thoughts on the Dark Knight Rises?
Like a souffle?
I loved the first two, was really hanging out for this second one, and I just came out of the cinemas going,
Yeah.
And then the more I've watched it, the more I just go, why?
Why you do this? Why do this?
Why is this there? Why are they doing that? Why didn't they just climb over that pile of cars and go out that fucking tunnel?
Yeah.
What I dislike the most is how all those fanboys and fangirls out there are just like, oh my god, this movie's amazing, all of that.
Yeah.
Where they don't have the critical thinking or analysis
I have a
actually
theory
look at.
on that.
It's like they're kind of pretending to be Batman
you
fans.
You know how the people watched Inception and they didn't get it, so they were like, Inception's the greatest movie ever, because they didn't understand it?
Yeah.
Most people who went to the cinema couldn't understand what Bane was saying. So for them, 90% of the film didn't make sense, best film ever.
Yeah.
I guess if they hadn't read the comics or anything either.
That's probably
because I haven't read the comics, and this is the first time I've seen the film, and I was just like, wow, this is a piece of crap.
Yeah. So if you went back and watched Batman Begins and Dark Knight, you'd love it. But this was just like big flaccid penis. It was horrible.
It was my penis after all the surgeries in the pit. It left me very scarred. Removing my mask would be painful.
You'll burn out soon.
For you.
See, I mean,
no, brother. They will expect one of us in the wreckage. That's the only thing that came out of this film, was the fact that it's just the best troll voice ever, just to go around to people. I will have a Diet Coke with ice.
So it didn't give us any real pop culture either. Like, whereas
it gave us jack shit.
It gave us nothing.
Oh no, it gave us one thing. It gave us, is this the way to the Batcave? I'm using this torch. Everything's rising from the ground. I'm Batman now.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah. It did give us one thing. Do you know what it gave us?
An ending?
It gave us me being a
whingy
Master Wayne. I'm just gonna have a cry, Master Wayne.
So I kind of like...
Why are you Master Bruce? Master Bruce.
The Alfred Pennyworth we have in Gotham now is kind of like our redemption story for Alfred.
Yeah.
It really is. It's just like, God, thank God.
Well, speaking of that, Gotham's back next week.
Yeehaw!
Which means next week we'll be back on the weekly bandwagon of talking about the good things.
Monday coming it is, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And also next week, fanboys, fangirls, fan-trans. Am I allowed to call them trans?
Yeah.
Trans is the okay thing?
Trans kind of
Okay, fan
is
trans
everybody.
and fan cis. Yeah, nailed it for the political correctness. Coming next week, we've got some very, 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 very big news. We're going back in time with Return to the Batcave. That's right. It's as special film that was made. I'm not sure which channel it was made for. Normally we only do things that got a theatrical release, but...
Probably History Channel.
I think it was CBS or something like that.
CBS History Channel.
Some junk channel.
Ward.
Anyway.
60 Minutes.
It's a film that looks back in kind of a half documentary, like it's documentary. No, they look at it. Well, it's enacted documentary, so you see reenactments and shit. But it looks back at the time where Adam West and Burt Ward were Batman and Robin, as well as having them now wandering through the Batcave trying to find a about 1,000-year-old Frank Gorshin whose dust has been remolded in the Riddler suit. So it should be an interesting movie. We'll see whether or not this Batman is as good as we remember. I do know that this time Dick Grayson can't wear the tights because Burt Ward is a rotund little motherfucker now.
In the butt.
He looks like, you know, in Willy Wonka where that bitch is all mouthy and they give her the purple thing and she just expands and they roll her out.
She turns into a blueberry.
Yeah, that was what happened to...
I was actually thinking of the German kid who has too much chocolate.
Oh, no. Well, I don't think Burt Ward would be able to fit up the pipe to get stuck in the first place.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm actually looking forward to it because it's going to be a chance for after this build-up for you ranting, it's going to be nice to sit down, relax, and giggle a little bit.
Yeah, and not just me rant. I can't help but rant at the fact these films suck.
Yeah, that's true.
They do. They suck.
They do.
This did suck. Well, they don't. This one sucked.
Yeah.
They don't all suck. Some of them. Most suck, it seems.
Yeah, high percentage of suck.
Yeah. Well, at least with live action, I think when we start getting into animated, we'll be like, well, these are much better.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's my theory.
Here, Braden. Yes.
So, yeah, animated. Well, anybody got anything else they'd like to add?
Because Riddler.
Because Riddler.
Well, on that note, from myself, Red Thunder. You want to hang on just before I say goodbye? Terry, do you remember why you can't hit Red Thunder? Why you can't attack Red Thunder?
I don't know why.
Right, you can't attack Red Thunder because by the time you hear it, it's too late. It's already happened.
Or you can't hit women.
I'm gone.
The president laying the smackdown. Wow.
For myself, Red Thunder, Adam Gerard. From the Dad Knight, Braden Ahern.
Hey guys.
From the Honey Badger, Terry O'Neill.
See you later, guys.
And from the Needs to Know a Place and Stay in the Kitchen, President Adriana Orman.
See ya.
Can't even say goodbye to a microphone. Women fuck. We'll see you all next time. Pieces. I'm saying goodbye now. Thank you for listening to the Batcave. These gentlemen are quite entertaining.
Bane, into your box. Just that.
When the podcast has finished recording, you have my permission to die. Okay, I'm done.
And who are you?
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
Yes, I'm Batman.
Telegraph.
I am Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
You sound like Cookie Monster.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman. I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
I'm thirsty. I'm hungry.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
Darling, I don't have to answer to you. I'm Batman.
I'm totally Batman. Clearly, I am Batman.
I am Batman.
This has been a Cabana production.